Good morning or afternoon. Welcome back to my channel, Jamie Fran Colors. Today we're not doing coloring, we're doing encaustic painting, which is painting with hot wax on wood. So I have my piece of wood there that I have prepped with joint compound and sanded it down, and now I'm going to put my first layer of hot wax on there. So this wax is an encaustic medium, and it is a combination of beeswax and Demar resin. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm not really worried about getting a smooth application. I know some encaustic artists are very concerned with getting that very smooth, very flat surface, and it's something I want to try later. But right now when I'm using like a piece of wood from the hardware store and it has texture, and I've put joint compound on it and it has texture, and so I'm just embracing the texture. I wanted to do something pretty simple today, so I'm putting on a couple of layers of the wax medium in just a clear color. Right now I went to go find my heat gun. Every time you put a new layer of wax or color down in encaustic painting, you have to fuse it, which means to heat it up and kind of melt it to the layers underneath. And so you just want to heat it until it's got a little bit of a shine to it, and then you can move on. So it doesn't take too long. So far, I've just done my craft heat gun. I think like a woodworking heat gun would probably work faster. I also have a blowtorch that I want to try, but I don't want to try that in the house, and it's still pretty cold to be outside. So as the months warm up here, we're definitely going to take this outside and try some more experimenting. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. But so right now we're just using our craft heat gun. I also have the windows open in my studio. I want to make sure there's good ventilation, and I'm also doing this when my kids are not home, just to be safe for them. Yeah, because this should be done in a ventilated area. Ideally, I would be doing this outside, but like I said, it's been too cold. But we're starting to warm up. The sun's come out again today, so that's exciting. So again, I'm just fusing those layers underneath, and you can see I'm getting a lot of texture from the wood and the joint compound and everything that got on that board so far. And like I said, I'm just embracing the texture and having it be a piece of the art rather than fretting and trying to get it to be a smooth application, because it's just not what I'm concerned about today. All right. Another layer. I want a few layers on there. Kind of depends on what you're going to be doing with it and what you're just kind of feeling. Right now, I'm just playing and just going with what I'm feeling and what I think looks good, and really don't have much of a plan. That's okay. Again, fusing those layers. I hope you guys are having an awesome week. This is going up on a Monday, and I want to put out some good vibes for you guys and hope that the week goes really well. I don't know. I've been struggling a little bit with some depression and some anxiety. I think it's a lot of the weather, but I just want to put good vibes out there. This is some like really thin textured paper that I found on Etsy. It's really pretty though, and I thought this could be fun to put in my encaustic paintings. So I'm trying to figure out kind of where I want to put it if it's the size I want. This is the size it came, like I got pieces this size, so I can make it smaller, but I can't make it any bigger, so I'm just deciding. And then I'm pressing it into the wax to help it lay down flat a little bit. I want to make sure it's on there and I don't have any bubbles or lifts or anything before I put that wax on, because the wax is going to act as a glue and keep it from moving. So I'm putting it on there. And again, you've got to fuse. Spend a lot of time fusing. I don't know. I know there's probably some faster ways, and I want to experiment with them. But again, not inside. I want to be safe. So I'm noticing that the paper kind of got lost in the wax. I only put a thin layer of wax over the top of it, but I think the paper was thin and the details on the paper and kind of got lost in there, but it does add a little bit of texture. So I'm like, okay, we'll try it. I also got these little transparent pieces of plastic with flowers and vegetation. So I'm trying to see if they'll look good in the wax. Like I put them in my art journal. They're not sticky or anything, but I just put double-sided tape on them and stick them in my art journal or in my planner, my bullet journal. But I want to see if they'll work in the wax. And so, yeah, I'm just seeing what I want to do. Layout, do I want a couple? Do I not? What's going to look good? And I'm kind of going for just some minimalism here. We'll see. Take it off. Doesn't look good. Come on. All right. Again, I'm just pressing it kind of into the wax. That's one reason I liked having a few layers of the wax, is I can kind of, press things into it so that they'll stay and lay flat before putting another layer on. Smoothing it out, making sure there's no bubbles. Oh, where did I go? There I am. Okay. And another layer of wax. I want to use natural bristles in your brushes for these, because if you're using synthetics, they may melt because you're keeping it in a hot surface. So just something to keep in mind. And fusing again. Always fusing. I decided not to speed this video up. I just wanted you to see it in real time and just that it's kind of a relaxing process. I'm just playing, really. So I think we're going to put another layer of wax on. Yep, here we go. And I've kind of lost that paper altogether. And I'm just taking note of that for the future. How do I want to use that paper in the future so that I don't lose it? Because it is pretty much lost in there at this point. See how the wax just gets a little bit shiny? That's what you want to see. Once it's shiny, you can just move on. Like, you don't have to melt it any more than that. I really like the texture in it, the natural look. But I like wood knots, and I like, it's just, I think, part of my personality and what I personally like. So someone else may be like, oh my gosh, I need to figure out how to get it more smooth. But I really like that natural texture, and I think it gives it some personality. I think I'm looking for my oil sticks. So they're like oil paint in stick form, and they're really fun and easy to use, and they give a lot of pigment into the wax. You can use them in different ways. You can rub them right on the wax, you can rub them onto something else and then use your fingers to kind of finger paint with them, or you can even melt them into the wax to give your wax a color. I haven't tried that yet. I've bought my colored wax from Dick Blick, but we're not using that today. Oh my goodness, where'd I go? Maybe I need to fast forward through some of this. But yeah, so they're really fun. I just bought a basic set, so I have some colors to try. I'll link them down below so you guys can find them. Here we go. I think I saw me. Am I back? Am I back? Where did you go? The oil sticks, they are kind of a self-healing, so they kind of get a dry skin on them, so you can store them however you want, and then you just have to rub off that little bit of skin. I was actually just rubbing them on my board on my table for a second until I got to the creamy oil paint underneath that skin. What did I decide? I'm like hesitant. What am I doing? I don't want that color. Put it back. Put it back. Think about it. Think about it. There we go. This is kind of an ochre yellow. And again, it's got that skin on it. So I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta get rid of that skin. I'm just rubbing it on my board. Okay, there we go. So now we can get some pigment off and see how much pigment comes off. I love it. I love this color. It's great. My board is stuck to my table because of wax, so leaving it there and just working with it how it is. Using a glove tan because I don't want that wax on, or not the wax, the pigment all over my hands. Plus, I think the glove helps move it, quite frankly. Maybe your skin would do good too, but I don't know. I like the way the pigment moves with my gloved hand. So I don't do well with latex, so these are actually nitrate gloves. And they do all right. I don't like to leave them on too long. But I really like that just kind of edge. It's just simple, but I think it's really, really pretty. So we're going for a very simple piece today. Now we've put a layer of color on there, so we do need to fuse again. I hope I remember to. But you do need to fuse. I'm recording this on a Friday. Actually, just the Friday before you're seeing it, so. Okay, I decided to put some words into this one. I haven't put words into encaustics yet, but I think I just thought it would be nice. So, I think these Tim Holtz? I don't know. I think they are. I could be wrong though. I might be wrong. Alright, I've decided, yes. Oh, but I've remembered I need to fuse that color in. Good job. Glad you remembered. So fuse that color in real quick, and then we'll add our saying. Again, I just need to make it shiny and just kind of where I've added the color. And now the wax is just a little bit warm, so it's easy to stick that down and have it stay where I want it to while I get my wax to finish this piece off with. So this is just a really simple, but it was fun and relaxing to do, and I love how it turned out. I think sometimes simple is better. Some of the ones I've tried in the past few weeks have just come out, I don't know, a little much. And I really like this one because it is more simple and not so convoluted with things and colors. So anyways, that is the finished piece. I am fusing again. I don't know how many layers of the wax I'm going to put over the top. Not too many because I don't want to lose the saying or lose my image there, but I really like how this turned out. I find encaustic just interesting. I don't know if you guys do or not. It's definitely different than coloring books, but I'm doing this for me more than for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy them though. And I'm just putting a few finishing layers on here, and then we'll kind of take a look at the piece. You kind of layer, I know that kind of paper in there is completely lost. You don't really see it. That's kind of part of encaustic though, you know. It is in there and you as an artist know it's in there, and you can put things in that may have meaning to you, and then it's not even, it's more the feel of the piece than what it looks like. Ooh, what's my camera doing? Did something funny. All right. I think that is it, you guys. I hope you guys have an awesome week or weekend. Thanks for joining me here today. And I hope these are nice and relaxing for you guys to watch as it is for me to make. Trying to pry it off my table. There we go. So you can kind of see it from different angles. And I hope you guys have an awesome day or weekend. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.